and welcome to our Advocacy Day 2024. How appropriate is it that we bring attention to music in our schools in the heart of Music in Our Schools Month? Thank you to Nathan Shugart and the Conestoga High School Camerata for their amazing and beautiful performance. It was an absolutely wonderful way to kick off our efforts today, and I am positive that you will all thoroughly enjoy performances following this press conference by the Palmyra Area High School Chorus under the direction of Alexis Farrell right here in the Rotunda, and the North Penn High School Chamber Strings under the direction of Erica Milburn in the East Wing. As the president of the Pennsylvania Music Educators Association, I understand that one of my primary responsibilities is to strive to fulfill the mission of PMEA, which is to advance comprehensive and innovative music education through promoting effective instruction, providing meaningful learning experiences, and ensuring impactful and equitable music engagement for all. I believe the most important aspect of that statement is for all. Regardless of where a student goes to school, everyone deserves a high-quality music education. Music is a fundamental and universal part of the human experience, and as such is essential to a complete educational experience. It has the power to build, unbuild, and rebuild powerful thoughts and ideas in all people and the world. Our legislative recommendations hope to address the financial inequalities inherent in the educational system. We hope for a future that includes a clear path for students wishing to embark on a career in music education. And we desire a framework that helps our teachers create standards-based lessons with support and inspiration from an arts liaison here in Harrisburg. There is no one single way to address the needs of all students. Only through listening and cooperation can the musical needs of our students truly be met. Listening is one of the most important skills all students learn in their music classes. Music teaches us not only to hear what someone else has to say, it can deepen our understanding and provide tools for how to respond. Music is knowledge, music is comfort, music is joy, music is friendship, and music is love. Music is our great inheritance as a human race, and it is our responsibility to pass it on to the next generation. I would like to thank Mark Despotakis and Emily Brumbaugh for their efforts in coordinating PMEA's Advocacy Day and encouraging us all to be advocates for music education in the Commonwealth. I would also like to thank everyone whose remarks and thoughts about music education you will hear today. And now, without further ado, I would like to introduce our first speakers, Sarah Kavanaugh and Raj Nandini from North Penn High School.
Music is a beautiful gift that allows people to communicate with more than words. As author Georgia Cates puts it, music is what feelings sound like. As a child, my parents played music for me and my sisters, encouraged us to create music, and provided us with the opportunity to take instrument lessons to motivate us to improve our skills. I began Suzuki violin lessons at the age of 5 and piano lessons a year later. Throughout the process of learning to play these instruments, I inevitably acquired more skills than simply mastering my instruments. Practice required focus, self-discipline, goal setting, and persistence. As I met each challenge, my confidence and leadership skills improved. By playing in groups with other musicians, I honed my listening skills and connected emotionally with my peers through our shared love of music. What began as a childhood expression of joy has provided me with the numerous advantages that will help me thrive in the future. I am grateful for the North Penn School District's music program and all the dedicated music educators who have invested their time and energy into enriching the lives of their students. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rajnandini Biswas, and I will be sharing to you with what music means to me. To me, music serves as both a mirror and a sculpture of my identity. It is an outlet that has the unique purpose to not only express my voice, but to also deepen my understanding of others. With music, I recognize the inherent talent and the potential that exists within every individual and me, regardless of background or circumstances. Moreover, music equips me with valuable skills. that extend far beyond the realm of music itself. It teaches discipline, perseverance, and collaboration. Music fosters a sense of belonging, instills confidence, and nurtures creativity. Music also reflects my culture. With music, I'm able to proudly display my culture, which is one of the parts of me that makes me unique. It reflects my personal experiences and the values I hold dear. It is a map of who I was and what I have become. And most importantly, through music, I was given the opportunity to build relationships and make amazing friendships. Music connects us in a way that transcends language and borders. In a fragmented world, it is one of the things that connects us all together. As a famous poet, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow once said, "Music is the universal language of mankind."
Yeah, thank you to both of those students there. I mean, I don't think we even need to say anything more than that. I mean, to hear the power of music from their voices is so important, and it is part of the reason that we are here today advocating for music education. It is so important to remember that student voice and why we are doing this. So good morning to all of you. My name is Mark Despotakis. I am the Director of Public and Government Affairs for the Pennsylvania Music Educators Association. So for those of you who don't know, PMEA is a statewide nonprofit organization of over 3,700 members, representing those engaged in music instruction at all levels, from preschool through college and university, as well as retired educators, college students majoring in music education, and those in the music products industry. One of PMEA's goals is to strengthen music education and the music education profession in Pennsylvania. So today we're going to talk about why music education is so important and how it can be supported in policy in Pennsylvania. And we can't do that without policymakers. So we're lucky enough today to be joined by some policymakers that understand the value of music and arts education. And the first one totally walks the walk in that case. She herself was a star sousaphone player at Downingtown High School, and we actually have the proof, which I have asked for in previous years, and we have the proof now. So I appreciate that very much. And she's quick to remind us that the sousaphone was brass, not the lighter fiberglass version that you see at a lot of places. So she's a tough one, and we're so glad that she's on Team Music Education. It's my pleasure to welcome Senator Carolyn Comita.
Thank you, Mark. It was brass, 25 pounds. And in a stiff wind, playing halftime at the football game, you know, you had to stand like this. I was not a star sousaphone player, but I remember the first time that I was able to make that sousaphone make a sound. It sounded like an elephant in the barn is where my mother had me put the sousaphone. But it was so thrilling. And the first time that I played in marching band, I probably got maybe 3 notes out in the Star Spangled Banner. And I will always remember it. It was thrilling. And by the time I was finished junior and senior year, I could get through the entire Star Spangled Banner and several other numbers. But thank you, Mark. That is a happy, happy memory for me. I want to thank all of our supporters for joining us today. Pennsylvania Music Educators Association, PMEA, and President Scott Cullen from the Octorara School District in my Senate district, and where I taught for a very happy 12 years. My friends, State Representatives Joe Cerisi and Eddie Day Pashinsky, who are standing over here, and you will hear from them shortly. Miss Pennsylvania 2023, Miranda Moore, who you will also hear from in a little bit, and all of our music educators and student musicians. We just heard a performance from the Conestoga High School Camerata under the direction of Nathan Shugart. It was absolutely beautiful. And as I told them, the sounds and some other, more, you're going to hear from other student choral singers, the sound goes all the way down this hallway of the Capitol and all the way down this hallway and up through the atriums. And it is a joy, I will tell you, as a senator, coming in and out of the chamber and casting votes to hear the music of our young people, the sounds of their voices. What better way to advocate for the importance of music in our schools than to showcase our talented student musicians and our dedicated music educators. This is indeed one of my favorite days in Harrisburg, not only because I love music and I'm a product of music education. I play the violin, the piano, and as you heard, the sousaphone. But I also look forward to it because, as an elected official, I think it helps us recenter and refocus our efforts. Hearing the sound of our young people creating beautiful music from their choral groups, their bands, their orchestras, is a reminder of why we are all here. We are here to build a better, brighter future for our children and for our grandchildren. And that future starts with a solid education, including opportunities for music, art, theater, and dance education. Music and the arts are not just fundamental to learning, they actually help form the foundation of a child's growth and development. Performing a piece of music teaches discipline, dedication, practice, teamwork, self-awareness, coordination, critical thinking, and more. Music education programs in our schools have been shown to contribute to improve creativity and confidence, better mental health and emotional stability, and stronger student overall performance. We are even seeing how music education can be used to counter aggressive behaviors and prevent violence in schools. Music education is fundamental. And that is why we are here, to ensure that music education, music in our schools, remains strong and growing for this generation and the next. I will continue to support and work for PMEA's legislative priorities, including reviewing the current Pennsylvania standards in the arts and humanities, and reinstating a full-time arts content advisor and liaison under the Department of Education. We're looking for an almost $1 billion investment in public education in the governor's budget proposal. I think we can find room to update music and art education standards in that budget. Because, in the words of Academy Award-winning composer Chris Bowers, music education isn't just about creating incredible musicians. It's about creating incredible humans. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Senator Comita. You've proven to be such an advocate for music and arts education, and we really appreciate that. So we are now going to hear from another policymaker, himself a former music teacher, also still an active musician. I'm delighted to introduce Representative Eddie Dapashinsky.
Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you, Scott, for all the work that you all do. As a former member of PMEA, I've been at many district, regional, state, all Eastern competitions. I know how valuable they are. Thank you to all of you for coming out today. Thank you to the moms and dads and the grandmas and grandpaps who definitely make sure that your children and your grandchildren experience this incredible power of music. Did you hear that? The power of music. Music is not a minor subject. that word has to be eliminated in any of our curriculums. For nearly 4 decades, I have had the absolute pleasure to work with my students in a music class, as well as my elementary choir, middle school choir, senior high school choir. I know what music can do. We all know what it is. And you know what? It's hard too. Music is a discipline. When you see a whole note, what do you have to do? Hold it for 4 beats. And a half note, you gotta hold it for 2 beats. And then you gotta make sure that everybody is together, that teamwork, to make sure that we bring all those hundreds and thousands of notes together to create an emotion, one of joy, of sorrow, one of laughter. Music is a power. I am so honored to be here. And you know what? Music actually helped me get here. How in heaven's name did music get me into politics? That's a long story. But just like Senator Comita, who is our star sousaphone player. Let's hear it for our star sousaphone player, Senator Comita. We're going to tell everybody about that, Senator, just so you know. And you know what that means? You're going to have to bring your sousaphone to caucus and play for the group. Again, I say to you, we have to, all of us that have been involved in music, we have to try to continue to promote the concept music is about life. Music creates that feeling within us. You don't have to be a musician to understand and be able to benefit by the power of music. Just that music that we like to listen to relax us, the music that excites us. Those of you that were brought up and went to dances, you know what that music was like too. All of that creates the image, creates the personality, creates a quality of life. Remember, music is a major subject and not a minor subject. And when I present the citation mark, it will be with Representative Cerisi. So would you like to introduce Representative Cerisi? Take it, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. So I invite Representative Cerisi, who is another wonderful advocate for music education. Thank you for being here. Let's have you deliver some remarks, and then we'll do the citation.
Well, come over here. What are we standing over there for? Come on. You too, Jim. Well, good afternoon, everyone. You know, as I stood over there and thought about music education, I thought about all those people who were influenced by a music teacher. So let's think about this for a minute. We all know Beyonce. She had a music teacher, didn't she? Jay-Z had a music teacher. Luciano Pavarotti had a music teacher. Cole Porter had a music teacher. Mozart had a music teacher. Think of all those people who were influenced by music teachers who influenced all of our lives. Without music, our life wouldn't be anything that it is today. I was influenced by music. My person who influenced me was this teacher named Sandy Valerio. I grew up in New York, and Sandy was a choir director who was so passionate about the art, I went into music and majored in music. And without music, like Eddie said, I wouldn't have been here today at the Capitol either. But it was my mother who was a singer, who sung in nightclubs in New York City for years, and who almost went professional to be a singer, who decided not to have a family that said, you need to major in music. So I went on to become a singer. Without music, we'd be lost. Without that joyful noise, we'd be lost. Now, sometimes it's not so joyful. And when the kids are starting out on the violin, it's a little bit, you know. But you put up with it, because Yo-Yo Ma didn't get where he was without starting out. We need to support music in our schools. We need to support these music teachers and give them everything they need. Music is just as important as every other major, and as Eddie said, it should be a major, not a minor. We need to support the idea of a music educator who sits on PDE and talks about what we need in the future of music. Without it, society would never be what it is. So I'm going to ask you all for something. Everybody stand up who can stand up. Eddie, let's build a chord with all these people here.
Okay.
We're all going to sing. So somebody get to the piano. Who's got? Let's build. What do you think? What chord? A B flat? All right. Who are the basses? Raise your hand. All the basses. All right. You guys sing out. The orchestra, you could all sing too. You should be able to sing. Play that first note. Bass, tenor. Tenor, bass, tenor, alto. Ba, 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 alto, soprano. All right, you all got your note? Here we go, basses. Tenors, alto, sopranos. Wait a minute, make a joyful noise, bring it up. Go up a whole step. Go ahead, everybody up one whole step. There you go. Eddie, you're the conductor, go ahead. I want them to all sing out. And I'll tell you why.
Well, if we're all going to sing out, let's do that again from the heart. Where's our men? You're magnificent.
So in that moment, did anyone ask you what political party you were? Who you voted for in the last election? What language you speak? Music is a universal language that brings us all together. Music is the string and the fabric of where we go in society. We forget where we come from, but we're all one under music. I want to thank all of you for supporting the art, for supporting music, for supporting these children that stand behind me, the children in front of me, and the children to the right of me. Because without music, we don't know where we would be. And to all the parents, and my parents went to so many concerts that they were sick and tired of it over the years, and then my son did nothing with music, so totally different generation. But please thank your parents, all these kids. Thank your parents for the countless hours, for paying for your music lessons, for listening to you practice. And look, I say it a little different because I didn't grow up in Pennsylvania, but I'll say it like Pennsylvania's Carnegie, but in New York it's called Carnegie. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice. Practice, practice, practice. I'll say, how do you get to the Kimmel Center? The same thing. Practice, practice, practice. So thank you all. Thank you for everything you're doing, and I'm thrilled to be a part of this today. Thank you very much.
Stay here. Joe Cerisi, a master on the stage. I went to see him in a couple of shows that he's done. Outstanding, amazing. You know what, though? You started something. I think we should all, honest to God today, right now, show this Capitol what we can do. Let's sing a song.
What do you want to sing?
Let's sing God Bless America. We all know that one, right?
Yeah.
Ready? Everyone stand. We love this country. Let's stand and sing God Bless America.
Sing out.
Let this magnificent building ring out. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the House of Representatives. Scott, Mark, come on up. Where's Mark? Mark, you want to come up too?
Remember once for years.
On behalf of the members of the House of Representatives, it's indeed our honor to present you this citation for Music in Our Schools Month for all the wonderful things that you do and you're going to continue on. God bless you all. On behalf of Representative Cerisi and myself and all the members, Senator Committa as well, we thank you so very much for all you do.
Thank you.
Wonderful speech. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hey, good voice. Thank you. Thank you so much.
How do you follow that, right? That's a new one. We appreciate that. That was fantastic. So we're going to have a couple more speakers today just to talk about the value and importance of music education. And we have right now one more student to do that. It is my privilege to welcome another North Penn student, Vedika Deshpande, to talk about how music is important to her.
Good morning. My name is Vedika Deshpande, and I'm currently a junior here at North Penn High School. Since a young age, music has played such an important role in my life. And over the years, I've joined many different extracurriculars. And regardless, music has stayed constant throughout my life. The North Penn music directors I've experienced have made my musical journey both an unforgettable and amazing one. My directors, and Miss Milbourne in specific, have not only allowed me to grow as a musician, but as a person, and most importantly, as a leader. I'm beyond grateful to North Penn's music department, and I wish that every student has the opportunity to experience what I was able to throughout all my years in elementary, middle, and high school. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Vedika. So glad you could speak with us. So our next speaker is someone we were lucky enough to have met about 3 years ago. She came to us then asking how she could use her platform to support music education. And she has done that in a variety of ways, including performing a piece on the clarinet at the Miss America competition in January. And I always tell her when she walks into any space, I think the crown draws attention. And that has certainly happened this morning. And I know that part of what she does then is speak about the value of music education when the crown does draw that attention. So it is a great pleasure to welcome our friend, musician, former marching band member, and Miss Pennsylvania 2023, Miranda Moore.
I was thinking people were probably wondering why on earth is Miss Pennsylvania here, and he answered that for me, so thank you so much. Well, good morning, everyone, and I am so honored to be here. As he shared, I've been here for the past 3 years, having the opportunity to advocate for music education in our state. In addition to serving as Miss Pennsylvania, I am also an environmental engineer and sustainability professional and a student at the University of Pennsylvania. And I share that because I would be none of those things if it weren't for music education. Music education has taken me to a lot of different places in my life. When I was in middle school, music was the one constant as we moved from state to state, from different schools with my dad's job. I always knew I could have a music class and I would have friends in music class. In high school, it took me to my first day of freshman year at my school of over 2,000 people, and I already had lots of friends because of band camp. It took me through my first, probably scariest day of school. When I was in college, I joined the University of Georgia Redcoat Marching Band, and music education took me all across the country. It took me to multiple SEC championships. It took me to a Rose Bowl, a Sugar Bowl, and it took me to a national championship. I do have to throw that in there. Go Dogs. And in June, it took me to the Miss Pennsylvania stage, where I performed Festive Overture on the clarinet and earned the job of Miss Pennsylvania, which has absolutely transformed my life. And most recently, music took me to the Miss America stage, where in January I performed clarinet and was the first clarinetist on the Miss America stage in over 20 years. Thank you. And through that, I had the opportunity to advocate for music education. I got to talk about it in my Miss America interview. I was one of only 51 women in the entire country who got to interview for that job, and I got to use some of that 8-minute time frame I got with those judges to talk about music and music education. And today I get to share about it in front of all of you. Music education has transformed my lives in far more ways than I just shared. It taught me countless skills, lessons, and gave me opportunities I wouldn't have had otherwise. But most importantly, music education taught me about hard work. You can have the best lessons teacher, you can have the best instrument, you can have the best teacher, but there is no way to get better at your instrument than to practice. And I think that that is one of the most integral lessons we can teach young people. Hard work, practicing, and putting in effort has taken me far beyond music in my life and into all of the different avenues that I've been able to have success in. So I accredit music education and music educators with a lot of my success. I may not be a music educator, but I am a very proud product of music education. And I hope that when you're thinking about why funding and resources for music education is so important, that I can serve as just one example of a student whose life has been so tremendously impacted by music and music education that I will always use my platform to come back and advocate for the importance of music in our schools. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miranda. We love having you here and using your platform for music education. So nearly every day this month, you'll find ensembles from across the Commonwealth performing in this space as well in the East Wing. And you heard just a little bit ago from some students talking about music education, and those students are part of a group that will be performing soon, and I'll get to that in one second. But in this space, in just a few minutes, you'll hear the Palmyra Area High School Chorus be performing, so we're excited for that. And then the students behind me and the ones you heard from earlier are from the North Penn High School Chamber Strings, and they'll be performing in the East Wing at noon. So thank you guys for standing up here during the press conference and holding the signs. We really appreciate that, and we look forward to your performance. As you can tell, these students are all examples of how strong music education is in Pennsylvania. So today, music education advocates are visiting with legislators and their staff members, both in person and virtually, to talk about the importance of music education programs and address some specific policy issues. It's critical that all schools in Pennsylvania have the resources available to offer music and arts programs to every student. In this Commonwealth, only 89% of students have access to music and arts programs. That means over 190,000 students do not have the opportunity to learn music, visual arts, dance, and theater. That is simply unacceptable. So our advocates today are talking about a variety of issues, from appropriately funding schools so that no school has to decide between offering a music course or a math course. We're also talking to policymakers about a proposal to allow students participating in curricular marching band courses to receive some course credit in other subject areas where there is a demonstrated curricular overlap. And we are also asking policymakers and the Pennsylvania State Board of Education to finally review the Pennsylvania Arts and Humanities Standards. The current standards were enacted in 2002. That is over 20 years ago. Arts educators are standing by ready to assist in bringing these standards up to date. Education has changed substantially in the last 20 years. Research has shown innovative ways to teach the arts. Pennsylvania should be assisting arts educators in that review by reviewing the arts and humanities standards. You can find more information about these policy asks and several more at our information table over here or at advocacy.pmea.net. Policymakers will be presented with all of these priorities today, and we hope they will keep them in mind as we come to the close of this fiscal year and the end of the school year, and they begin planning for the new year and the new budget cycle. So thank you all for being with us today in supporting music education. We must keep music and arts as a part of well-rounded education for all students and for all citizens, because as we saw today, how important music is to culture. that we could all stand here and sing together and come together in a moment of unity. That is so important, and music education is what makes that happen. So thank you again for joining us, and in just a few minutes here behind me, the Palmyra Area High School Chorus will perform. Thank you so much.